Good evening, everyone. Try this one more again. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Rasan Hall, the President and CEO of the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. We appreciate you all for coming out on this cold night to join us for our annual meeting. We're looking forward to a reflection on the accomplishments of the year's past achievements, vision casting for where we're headed, and also some inspiration for the times that we are in now. But before we move on, let's give a round of applause to Lady Satch and the Vibe. These are some brilliant, amazing young Berkeley students. We have Lawrence Larry Wingfield on piano. We've got Jordan Jennifer on bass. And we've got Idra Mecca Bailey, or Lady Satch, on the trumpet. They will be staying with us to provide more entertainment after the end of the meeting. So we are going to go ahead and get this annual meeting started. I'd like to invite the Reverend Art Gordon, the pastor of St. John Missionary Baptist Church, and also the Director of Community Engagement for Governor Maura Healey, to come and bring us an invocation. Although we are not a faith-based organization, many of us are people of faith, and as we move in these challenging times and do this serious justice work, we are all called to reflect and give honor and homage to the source of our strength or guidance in whatever faith or denomination we pursue. So, Reverend Gordon, if you would, please.
I would invite you to assume a posture of prayer that is best for you as we start this great meeting off in a word of thanks to the divine. So won't you pray with me? Almighty God, the creator of heaven and of earth, we give thanks for this brand new day, a day that all of us have been allowed to live, breathe, and move. And we give thanks for this opportunity to join together in solidarity, to join together in the spirit of community and in the spirit of love, to have another annual meeting for the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. We give praise and we give thanks for the many accomplishments of last year, but we're also excited and encouraged about the great work that is ahead for us this year. As we have assembled here together from different communities and different neighborhoods and different backgrounds, we know that there is a work to do today. For we know that the next few years in this country, we'll have a hill to climb. We know that we are living in difficult political and socioeconomic realities today. We have already seen threats to diversity, equity, and inclusion. In just a few days, we've already seen threats to the Department of Justice, our Department of Education, and even to our own immigrant communities. For many, fear anxiety, and confusion has already stepped in. But we are here today to be thankful, and to be thankful for organizations like the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. We thank you for its leadership. We thank you for its board members, its the staff, the volunteers, everyone who moves about in this organization. We're glad to have the Urban League because we know that this organization has the long commitment of serving underserved communities and helping people to reach their full potential. So may this be a meeting that will inspire us, encourage us, and uplift us for the work that we have ahead. And may those who we have been called to serve and to lead and to protect, may we give them hope by lifting them up, keeping them inspired, and giving them all the tools necessary so that they can be empowered to live better lives. Be with us in this meeting and as we roll up our sleeves for the good work that we have ahead. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Gordon. We are fortunate and blessed to have a daughter of Roxbury join us this evening to bring some opening remarks. In the justice work that we are all committed to, there are certain people who always stand out. People who come from the trenches, people who have a long history of standing in solidarity with some of the most marginalized and oppressed people, but also people who bring a certain level of insight and intelligence and wisdom and passion to the work. That is none other than 2nd Suffolk's own Senator Liz Miranda, who again is a daughter of Roxbury, a proud Cape Verdean American black woman who is doing this work in this community before ascending to the Senate, served in the 5th Suffolk State Representative, but long before that was doing the advocacy work on behalf of the people who were directly impacted by some of the systems and oppression that affect so many of us. Her lived experience and commitment to community is the very thing that we need today in leadership, in politics, and we're so glad to have her here. So Senator Liz Miranda, if you would come and join us and share some opening remarks.
Y'all gonna stop putting me behind Art Gordon, the good Reverend, and you, good Reverend, as well. Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, but wanted to come by tonight not only to celebrate the Urban League. It's been a banner year for you all. I'm talking about 2024 and 2025, celebrating 105. You know, a lot of things don't last 5 minutes or 5 years, but to think about what the Urban League has been able to do in this region for 105 years is something that we should all be thankful for. In my time in the State House, I just came from the State House today, and I just think that my remarks are kind of connected with the heaviness that we've been feeling. I saw many of you at multiple funerals in the last couple of weeks of children in our city, and then to have the inauguration of our 47th president that brought a lot of heaviness and anxiety and stress to our people. At the same time, I saw many of us sharing our joys together at the Embrace Gala. That's a good party, y'all, if y'all didn't go. And then at the MLK breakfast, listening to our sister and my soror, Angela Davis, talk about a few things. And I want to bring all of that into this space, because I think there was 3 things that she said that morning that have really stuck with me throughout this week that I hope can bring you guys, an ability to connect and think. One was that Donald Trump might have won the election, but he will not win. And that line was really profound for me because it reminded us that we've been here before, right? We've been here before with him, but we've also been here before in this country with leaders that have not recognized everyone's humanity, The second thing that she said is that although there is finite disappointment, she sort of paraphrased one of Dr. King's quotes, we can't lose infinite hope. And to think about that, although we're in difficult and dangerous times, we need to be thinking about remaining hopeful because they think they have power, but we have people power, right? We have the power of the people and the will of the people to make sure. And then something that she said to me in private is that the spirit of Sankofa. You know, we think a lot about how we must look to the past to move forward, but in times that are dark, we often think that looking to the past might be even more dark, and so we tend to say to ourselves, we need to just press and look forward. But there are lessons in the darkness. There's lessons in the past that we must be thinking about. And I think about the Urban League, and I shared this at the gala. When I was researching my remarks for that event, I thought about that in 1919, it was Red Summer. And there was violence across this country. There were race riots, white mobs across 26 cities across this country were literally beating black people, killing them, and also lynchings were on the rise, not only in the South, but across the eastern seaboard and across the Great Migration trails in almost every major American city, which at the time was starting for folks leaving the South, coming to the North. There were lynchings of children, of women, of men across this country. And when James Weldon Johnson, who crafted the lyrics to Lift Every Voice and Sing, mentions to not be weary and to remember that our dark past has brought us this far, I want to bring that into the space to remember that the Urban League was started in that chaos, right? The Urban League that's helped thousands of people, even here locally, started in a time where there was great pain and great chaos in our country. And so even though that's 105 or 106 years ago, you can think about that in 2025, we're faced with similar challenges. I've been at the State House all week because when we think about the 2nd Suffolk District, it is the blackest district in the state of Massachusetts. It has the largest concentration of Haitian Americans. The 1st Suffolk and the 2nd Suffolk combined has the largest population of Cape Verdean Americans. And if we count the South Shore, which now I call it the 2nd Black Boston, because literally we've lost 15% of our black population in the city of Boston to communities like Canton and Randolph and Brockton and Stoughton because the rent is too damn high. And people can't build a life in the city that they love, in the neighborhoods that they love, that their grandmothers and great-grandparents have been in. We think about that people are not only scared and nervous and full of anxiety, but some people have actually, that fear and anxiety has actually stopped them. I talked to Boston Public Schools this morning, and 900 kids didn't show up to school in East Boston today. I don't represent East Boston, but I can think about if 900 kids did not go to school today because they feared two things. Either I'm going to go to school and come home to an empty home, or what can I do to help my parents? Because if I'm with them, maybe someone won't take them away. That is not a way that we want to live. And so we've been working at the State House, because I'm the filer of the Safe Communities Act, that we've been trying to provide resources to our communities. And that's what the Urban League does. It steps in the gap. So I hope that at this annual meeting, you guys get to celebrate the fact that we've been able in the state to not only give an earmark to the Urban League, which I hope rises with all of your support. $400,000 is not merely enough for the money that needs to be split between two Urban League chapters across the Commonwealth doing great work. But we've also put $1 million in an economic development bond bill for the Urban League to help it with its future. And so we want to make sure that Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor and all our secretaries start to hear from the people of the Commonwealth how important the Urban League is. And that money can't be fake money for too long. Bond bills are only real money and real investment when our governor takes her pen and authorizes its spending. And so we've got to put our pressure, our community power on her to say that the Urban League is incredibly important. So I'm elated to continue to be your partner, not only your friend. The Urban League has been in my life my entirety. You talk about being from Roxbury. I went to the Urban League for many programs. I've seen many people work at the Urban League. For those of you that don't know, that my father and my brothers were all incarcerated. And growing up, you know, I had a lot of shame. When I went to the campus of Wellesley, I couldn't even tell people that my dad was incarcerated, so I'd make up stories about what he did for work. And I was also ashamed, I think, in that college space, seeing black women whose parents were doctors and lawyers, of telling people that my mom was a chef when she was just a cook in Boston hotels. But soon after graduating, I realized that there is real power in telling the truth of your humble beginnings. My father being incarcerated and then deported, and my oldest brother being incarcerated and deported, having a brother killed in 2017, having a brother be incarcerated in the Mass DOC when I was elected as the only elected official that had a sibling in the Department of Correction. That is part of my story that has led me to be the type of legislator that doesn't leave anyone behind. They're not throwaway people. None of us are the sum of our worst days and our worst mistakes. And so I continue to support the Urban League because every time I'm in there, there's a brother or a sister that just came home that's going to the Urban League to get some hope and some opportunity and some skills to enter and re-enter the workforce. And 84% of the people incarcerated in the Commonwealth come home. And because 70% of the people who are incarcerated are black and brown, even though they only make 20% of the state's population, they're coming home to us, right? And so we can't forget them because we want them to be productive citizens of our society. So hopefully you'll have a great annual meeting. I look forward to meeting with you all very soon. And if anything that I can do in my role in my team, I have an excellent team who is spending day and night trying to think about how do we bring more justice and equity to the Second Suffolk. We're here for y'all. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Senator Miranda, and we know that you have a very busy schedule and that at some point you might have to slip out, but we appreciate you, all of your work, and all of your advocacy. Okay. So at this point, we want to call this annual meeting officially to order. We'll invite our board chair, Mr. Josh Kraft, to come and call us to order and begin with the work of the board. Josh Kraft, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Rasan. And thank you, Liz, for your remarks, your personal remarks. And I believe in you, so I know that 400K earmark, you can direct about 350 of that this way, and the rest can go to Western Mass. I have faith in you now. But thank you, and thanks everyone for being here. I see Joe Feaster, former chair. Nice to see you, Joe. And with that, I'd like to call, I don't know, I think it's the 105th annual meeting to order. And with that, bring up our secretary, Ms. Linda Champion.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the 105th annual meeting. Welcome to our Chairman Emeritus, Joseph Feaster. And Mr. Chair, the meeting minutes were circulated in advance. I would ask that we move to waive the reading of the meeting minutes. So hearing no objection, Chair, I would ask that the board approve the 2024 annual meeting minutes. Thank you. And now I will just introduce the next speaker, our treasurer, Anthony Gaines.
Hi, everybody. So as Linda said, the board chair and finance chair for the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts, my second year here. Also the VP and senior relationship manager for TD Bank. And I'm happy to report that the league is relatively in good financial position. We begin the fiscal year by securing state funds for workforce development and renew several corporate grants to support programs and services that we offer. Our Women Empowerment Breakfast was a financial success. The breakfast was the league's main source of unrestricted funds. funding that we hold, and it basically supports the programs and general business operations for the league. The league also had a marathon, was a success as well. We had 4 runners overall for the marathon run and achieve its goals, and we continue to grow and build a team for the future for the marathon as well. We established a Whitney M. Young Giving Circle hosted in an encore. This Giving Circle is a 3-year financial commitment to pledge the support of the league, and I urge everybody to consider joining and being a part of the Whitney M. Young Giving Circle and show your commitment for 3 years. That'd be great. Also, the league ended its fiscal year 24 stable. We were in a position to continue to grow and serve a community. And to actually break down, go into the exact reports, total revenue grew slightly, about 7%, from 1,852,000 in fiscal year 23 to 1,976,000 in fiscal year 24. We had some increased expenses, primarily due to addition in new programs and initiatives, by 13%, from 1,781,000 in fiscal year 23 to 2,015,000 in fiscal year 24. We ended the fiscal year 24 with a deficit of 39,000, but our financial position remains strong given the cash position of 644,000 and an overall asset value of $2 million, both reported on our 6/30/24 balance sheet. We have an ambitious goal to grow the overall revenue for $2.8 million in fiscal year 25 by expanding funding sources in different industries like technology, biotech, pharmaceutical, and healthcare. Bringing back our annual gala, which was just held in November of 24 at the Gillette Stadium, which was a success due to the hard work of all the staff and board members, and special thanks to Rob Kraft and his contributions to that. We raised enough funds that we anticipated for that venture. Also exploring new grant opportunities, outreach programs to existing and new individual donors, and unique and exciting fundraising activity throughout the year, just to name a few. With everybody's support, the Urban League can achieve its growth plan goal and continue to meet the community needs. I recently attended the MLK event, which Mr. talked about on Monday, and I strongly believe that Dr. King's dream lives on. And if everyone worked together, we can accomplish the impossible. And I thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Linda. Thank you, Anthony. And now we have the chairperson's report. And so, first thing I want to do is similar to what Liz Miranda did. I want to bring us back to November 9th, our gala at Gillette Stadium. And I remember one of the awardees, I was privileged to present an award with, Colette Phillips. I started with a story about the HBCUs and the impact they had on people fleeing Nazi Germany. I'm going to rehash that story right now. In the late 30s, as the Nazis were coming to power in Germany, they banished about 75, 80 professors from universities across the state, fired them, obviously, and there was more ominous things down the road. And these folks all came to America, but they couldn't get jobs at any of the universities in the country because these universities will not hire Jewish professors. But, one professor, Albert Einstein, was hired at Princeton. But the people that opened their doors, the presidents, the leaders of the HBCUs in the South, opened their doors to these folks fleeing oppression, looking for hope, and looking for opportunity. And it was such a powerful gesture, and that's the same gesture that for 105 years, the Urban League of Eastern Mass has been doing for every single person the thousands of people looking for hope, looking for opportunity, looking for just a support and compassion to make their life better and to create a sense of create a path to generational wealth for them and their kids. So it's an honor to be here tonight and be the chair of this great organization. And going back to November 9th and the gala, that same sense, I know I keep saying it to the board, but that same sense was in that room that night. The feeling of passion for our mission, compassion for people and community was so powerful that night. And it starts, and to get that power, to get that feeling, it starts with one thing: people. And we're so lucky to have the people involved with this organization that we do. And it starts with our board of directors. And I do want to recognize our new board members. I know in the next 15 minutes they will be official. Shab and Joyce, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here tonight. But I also want to acknowledge all of our board members. And I wrote a little something about each one and what they bring to the table. No, nothing bad. Maybe Aisha might be a little tough on you. You get a dose of your own medicine tonight. Now, but we start, and I know not everyone's here, but we're going to talk about, I'm going to briefly talk, Catherine Burns. We thank her for her incredible legal mind, her detailed legal mind, and how she helped us with our recent Madison Park development project and how to best maneuver that. She has been relentless in her support. Avandro Carvalho, thank you, Avandro, for engaging with our Young Professionals Network and, more importantly, inspiring them to show what they can do for community. We're looking forward to you on the Issues and Advocacy Committee. Secretary Linda Champion, for always pushing us in board meetings in a positive direction, holding the organization accountable, but doing it in a respectful, caring way. Peter Dulac, who's not here, but we want to acknowledge him for his long, generous, thoughtful, unequivocal, and thoughtful generosity and commitment as a former board chair to the organization. Don Felix is here. We thank him for his business acumen and his awareness on how we handled not only the Madison Park issue, but our budgeting, our financial health and future, using his wisdom and his care to make it easier for all of us. Nick Gase, he's thoughtful and honest approach to everything. He's measured, but he's always honest, and he's always thoughtful and caring in what he says. Anthony, his commitment to a balanced budget and to listening to every single staff person and taking their feedback in a caring way. Jeff Hirsch, another unequivocal, long time, he took a little break, long time, but his compassionate commitment to human beings is so powerful. Thank you, Jeff. Vin Laporcio, same thing, long time, unequivocal generosity in support of our governance and the people we bring on is without peer. Thank you. Aisha Miller, truly the real board chair of this organization. Now, but Aisha also holds us accountable, but in a passionate, thoughtful way that always makes us sure we are doing the right thing for the Urban League and the people that walk in our door. Lori Nelson, your love and understanding of this community and the entire city of Boston, you understand how we fit in to this community in the right way. Chris Stanton, his passionate and strong voice to serve community drives us all. Billy Shore, his thoughtful and creative leadership with his own nonprofit, bringing that understanding and impact to us is very helpful. Marie St. Fleur, her fearless leadership and not letting us back down to anything, but also understanding how we fit in politically and into the community. Thank you, Marie. Prasad, who's not here, but his organized and professional leadership of our development committee has taken us to a new level. Thank you, Prasad. And I know Jaquetta's not here, Jaquetta Van Zant, her understanding of the community and how we can fit into the community in the most impactful and genuine way is so crucial to our success. So we thank our board, and then, of course, we thank our staff, Rasan's commitment, his care, his compassion to take this organization to levels it has not seen in many years. Thank you, Rasan. And the rest of the team, I know Jackie is sick tonight, not here, but William Watkins, Mr. Urban League, and the sharpest dresser, and a caring guy. Robert's in the back of the room, the great greeter and great supporter. And Natalie just strolled in. She makes sure the trains run on time with a positive energy. So it's all that drives this organization and will drive it, that spirit, for the next 105 years. So thank you for letting me be the chair and to work with all of you. And now I'm going to turn it over to Vinnie for the nominating committee report and vote.
Good evening, everyone. Great to see all of you. So the nominating committee and the board recently, as Josh mentioned, voted to add two very accomplished professionals to the board. Joyce Linehan and Shabnam Mashmasarmi have outstanding backgrounds in the public, private, nonprofit sectors, both longtime leaders, as I'm sure many of you know, in our community, and we're honored to have them join the organization. So I know Josh recognized them, so I'll do the second order of business, and then we can wrap up. The second order of business is that we would like to nominate our slate of officers for 2025. So we start with our chairman, outstanding chairman. I'm sure you got a glimpse of his leadership just now at the podium. And so Josh Kraft, vice chair, Aisha Miller, Dr. Miller, our terrific board secretary, Linda Champion, the champ, and our dedicated treasurer, Anthony Games, who keeps us fiscally strong. So I'd like to make a motion to approve this great slate of officers who will continue in their roles this year. They were our officers last year as well. And if there are no objections, I would make a motion to offer a motion now for a vote. Jeff, thank you. And unless there are any objections, I would say that we would conclude our nominating report if there are no other comments. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vin and Josh. Thank you for those remarks and also for the acknowledgement of all of the members of the board who make so many commitments and sacrifices to this work and to the staff. And I am remiss in not having acknowledged Board Chair Emeritus, Mr. Joseph Feaster. If it were not for him, I would not be President and CEO of the Urban League. So thank you for your years of leadership prior to you stepping down, but also thank you because I know that you're always lurking in the background. And there are not many things that happen at the Urban League that you don't know about. But that also that you have your network, I'm not going to say tentacles, but your network of people who are here to help continue the work that you started. And thank you for your insight and vision to think about who would be your successor. And I think you did a tremendous job in looking to Josh Kraft to succeed you in this work. So thank you very much for all of your work and contributions. Again, I want to thank the board for you all's leadership, for your confidence in not only me, but in the staff and your belief and commitment in this organization, the sacrifices that you all make of your time and of your resources, your network and your connection have allowed us to be in the place that we are today. I want to make a special acknowledgement of the staff, an amazing group of dedicated people who ensure that the work of the Urban League continues and help support the mission of the Urban League. And so Josh mentioned many of them, but William Watkins, Natalie Haywood, Betsaida Guzman, Robert LaCourte, Othniel Yuta, Dele Omatosho, and we have 2 new staff members who have joined us. And so we are proud to introduce our new Director of Development and Marketing, Veronica Parslow. So if you've seen her in the back, I'm gonna need a louder applause than that. This is the Director of Development and Marketing. So if you see her coming, don't run. And a lot of the work that we've been doing that has been successful has been in the area of youth and education. And we were so fortunate for the work that we've done to align with National Urban League's Project Ready, and we received some grant funding, and that enabled us to hire a project coordinator for Project Ready. And so Marilyn Machuca, who had been a volunteer and then an instructor with our YODA program, is now our new coordinator for Project Ready, that is the umbrella for all of our youth engagement programs to ensure that we're providing mentoring, tutoring, and college prep for all of our young people that are involved in our programs to be involved in the work to make sure that they're ready for college or career. We need to thank ABCD for making this space available to us for this evening, Charles Street AME Church for the parking that they made, and also, although she's left, Senator Liz Miranda for her comments and inspiration for this evening. There are several board members who have stepped down from the board, either for their ends of terms or to pursue other opportunities. We have acknowledged them. They're not here this evening, but we did send them acknowledgments through award, and that's Prasad Tatampudi, who was previously the chair of our development committee, Mark Walker, who served many years as the chair, the vice chair, and also the chair of the building committee, and Eric White, who had served on the board for many years as well. So we sent them acknowledgments and hope that they continue to be supporters of the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. I know that it is getting late and we've got food that's just arriving. You've heard about some of the accomplishments, but I want to share just a few more, and I'll try not to preach at y'all and get y'all out of here, and so that we can enjoy the rest of the music by Lady Satch and the Vibe. But, you know, we are in a moment where things seem uncertain. And it's times like this that it's important for us to have hope. When there are executive orders that are coming out of Washington eliminating any kind of diversity, equity, or inclusion-related initiatives, and the federal government is prohibiting government support of those same types of programs, despite the fact that 81% of Americans think that corporate America should reflect the diversity of the nation, we need to have hope. We must develop the discipline of hope, and that is done by being engaged in the consistent action that advances the goals that we are pursuing, defending democracy from the efforts to destabilize and delegitimize the structure and efficacy of this system, demanding diversity, not as some token act of charity, but as an intentional investment in the residents of this nation from all backgrounds, whose qualifications and experiences and worldview improve and enhance the overall quality and output of educational settings, the workforce, our government, and our communities. And we must defeat poverty by ensuring that policies professing prosperity don't dismantle the safety nets for the most vulnerable among us. But these are not mere altruistic slogans of a campaign, but the North Star and mission of the Urban League and a blueprint for action. And so let's reflect on some of the action that we've taken over the last year. And so last year, we are moved closer to our goal of increased revenue, enhanced programming, and robust community engagement. We are developing a clear strategic path forward, and we've continued to make progress and build off of the accomplishments from the prior year. We ended the year with a successful 105th anniversary gala, and we are well into 2025 with great momentum and lots of opportunity. And it begins with the addition of the 2 new staff members that I just mentioned, as well as our 2 new board members that I just mentioned, and we are very excited about the opportunities ahead of us. Over the last year, we have worked tirelessly to create successful pathways and opportunities through innovative programs and impactful partnerships. And so I'm proud to share that we, through our efforts in calendar year 2024, have empowered over 1,000 individuals across various programs. I mentioned the strengthening of our youth program by grant funding to expand our Project Ready to ensure that the young people that we're working with are ready for college or career. Our Ensemble program had 10 graduates who have advanced web development and generative AI integration who have launched successful ventures on their own. Our Urban Tech Jobs Program 2.0, in partnership with Franklin Cummings Tech, has helped 35 individuals secure certificates in high-demand technical trades, including electrical vehicle maintenance and HVAC technology. Our Rework America Alliance has engaged 26 employers and 13 of ABCD's mass hire staff in adopting skills-based hiring practice to help create a more equitable workforce and other opportunities. We've secured partnership funding to have a Google AI Essentials and Verizon Skills Forward platform that will engage over 200 participants in the coming year. Our Next Stage MBE Entrepreneurship Academy has guided over 25 women and minority business owners, helping them scale their enterprise, and have graduated multiple cohorts to do that great work. And we are expanding it to an incubator program to get those folks who are just starting out. Our YODA program has served over 10 middle school and high school students, engaging them with critical STEM opportunities. And we have expanded our work in a partnership with Empower Yourself, a youth program in Brockton that has a national competitive drone program and also financial literacy program. And we're bringing our programs together to expand the work that we're doing. In November, we launched the Holistic Health Access Initiative to provide free rides to seniors during the winter months to help get them to health-related activities, whether it's a pharmacy, the food, hospital, mental health, or therapy appointments, or even social outings. These are critical services that our seniors need, and through a partnership with the City of Boston, Lyft, and Walgreens, we've been able to provide over 700 rides to a little more than 400 unique individuals. We also launched, through a generous grant from Takeda Pharmaceuticals, our Health Equity Initiative that has 3 parts: a clinical research studies program, a nursing pilot program, apprenticeship program, and a Black male mental health initiative that has twofold purpose: making sure that more Black men are aware of the resources that are available to them and specifically curated for them, but also to recruit more Black men into the behavioral health professions through a partnership with William James College. And so we're getting more people into their behavioral health sciences core. We are a leader in the Clean Slate Initiative, which is a legislative initiative to provide automatic record sealing for folks who have criminal records and eligible offenses. And so instead of them having to go to court and file the appropriate motions, certain offenses, if they are eligible and there hasn't been any other trouble, get automated when the sealing process becomes automated for them. Through the 1619 project, we have engaged various communities on voter outreach. We did a social pressure voting campaign in Brockton where we sent 5,000 mailers to low propensity voters sharing information about their voting practice compared to the city's average, and we saw an increase in turnout in the last election. Our Young Professionals Network is getting even closer to getting started back up again. We had a summer soiree where over 30 individuals showed up and 13 signed up to get us back on the way. Our guild has continued their great work of staying engaged and raising awareness about important issues around health and engaging the rest of the community. And those are just some of the highlights of a year full of progress and accomplishments, but the work is not done. Thanks to a grant from the Mass Clean Energy Center, we will be launching a clean energy career exploration program that will connect people with opportunities, whether it's a job or a training program, within the clean energy sector. As you heard from Senator Miranda, she has filed a $1 million amendment in the Economic Development Bond Bill that would allow us to further our climate tech and clean energy resource and workforce development programming. So let us continue to advocate with the legislature and Governor Healy to make sure that that bill gets bonded. And we are well into our strategic planning process so that our strategic vision, the approach to our work, and the narrative that describes our work is clear. We're working to address the social determinants of community well-being and bring about systems change. And our role is to help people navigate the pathways and connect them to the pipelines of economic opportunity through, and through that build wealth and political power in our communities. And so in the aftermath of this most recent presidential election, the National Urban League President Mark Morial convened all of the affiliate CEOs to discuss the political landscape that we're going in, and he anticipated that in addition to the regressive executive policies, that there may be some intense scrutiny on progressive civil rights advocacy organization. But he also encouraged us. He charged us to stand strong and stand together. And so the Urban League has not backed down from a fight in over a century, and we won't start backing down now. And so we stand at this critical moment in our nation's history, and the actions that we will take will resonate for generations to come. We stand on the shoulders of those who have faced the denial of access to the democratic process. We stand on the shoulders of those who have inherited the benefits of employment and entrepreneurial opportunities that our ancestors could not fully experience. We are living in the legacy of those who have emerged from or defied the grasp of poverty and were able to thrive even in the face of opposition. And because they took action that inspired hope around those, we should do the same. And so stand with us tonight as we inspire hope through action. Stand with us tonight as we defend democracy, demand diversity, and defeat poverty. Stand with us tonight as we continue to empower communities and change lives. Thank you all for being here this evening, and I am now going to invite up why does it say Josh Kraft? For remarks, where I just gave remarks. The final appeal. Marie St. Fleur. Thank you so much. I'm not going anywhere.
How are we doing? Hey, listen, how are we doing?
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yes. That's right. That's where I was going. So you beat me to it. I agree. That's where I was going. Nope, he can't go anywhere. You got to come back. Listen, I have to say to you, Mr. Feaster, I'm on this board because of Mr. Feaster. So, Mr. Feaster, thank you for the invitation, and always so delighted to see you. But, you know, this week's been a little weary, hasn't it? But we need to celebrate the things that we're doing that are within our power. And I think it's so amazing when I sat there and listened. I kind of fell asleep from it, just listening to him, all the things that this little group right here in Dudley was able to accomplish over this past year. So I need you all to breathe that in. You did that. He did that. We did that with the team. You got to celebrate that. Because you know what? They want us to be tired. They want us to lose focus. They want us to be hopeless. This is hopeful. Can you give it to them, please? Please. Please. You know, I was listening to Senator Liz Miranda, and, you know, she was talking about 1919. We've been here before. We've overcome it. I mean, this is life, right? Hills and valleys. Well, guess what? Where are we right now? That's right. And so we need to work our way back out of it. Isn't that right? And we can do that right here, right now, every day, applying ourselves. It's really about us. They did all this work so we could have self-determination. Isn't he an example of self-determination and the work that you're doing? Isn't that right? So please, I am not letting folks take over my brain. No. Or my power. No. They don't get to do that. And in 1919, they didn't. In 1911, they didn't. In 1910, which they talked about when the Urban League started, I think it was the national, they didn't. So come on, guys. Give this young man a hand and give the team that helped him accomplish it. Come on up, team. I want you all to understand what I'm going to ask for. Come on up, team. Natalie, get up here. Get up here. Come on, team. Come on up. You all need to see who did all this work. And I want you all to stand up because we don't celebrate each other enough. Stand up and celebrate these young people. Come on up, team. Come on up, team. Come on up, team. You got to celebrate them. They didn't wait for somebody to go do for us. We did for ourselves. So that's what we're celebrating. Celebrating you. All right? Now, I want you to stay standing. Okay? Come on up. This is the group. Go online, ulem.org. See the work that's been accomplished. Celebrate it. Tell somebody about it. How many people in this room can leave here tonight and go tell somebody about the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts? If you can do that, put your hand up. I want you to own it. Can you go out and do that? Do you promise? All right. So you see this? They're all going to talk about the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. It doesn't happen for free. Okay? The love language of the United States is money. Hard, cold cash money. Okay? And we needed to do the work. These wonderful people needed to do the work. So yes, we can ask the state for it. Yes, we can go to the federal government and ask for it. Yes, we can go to philanthropy and ask for it. But you know what we can do? We can do something. So if you were going to go to Starbucks, think about what you can do instead of giving to Starbucks. Isn't the work they're doing worth investing in? If we don't invest in ourselves, why should we expect others to invest in us? Do you understand me? So do you think that we can invest in ourselves? And that's the collective we. Do you think we can do that? I don't hear you. I can't hear you. Can we do that? Can we do that? And so can I get a promise from you that each and every one of you are going to leave here, go to ulem.org and contribute something. Can you do that? And if you can't, there's somebody in your household who could help. It can't simply be that we come, we smile, we have a good meal, and we talk about, oh, those wonderful people are doing some great things. And then we don't see our role in our responsibility. It is our collective responsibility to help us move out of where we are right now. No one's going to do it for us. We have to do it together. Are you in agreement? So can I hear you say yes? I can't hear you. Can you say yes? And you are going to go to ULEM. I can't hear you. ULEM. And you're going to make a donation. Can you put your hands up if you're actually going to do it? Sit down if you're not. If you're going to do it, put your hands up. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome, and I'm going to check tomorrow. And if you have a question about how to do it, Veronica's right there. She's our development person. If you have a question about how to go online, and Veronica is going to help you. Isn't that right? You all are amazing. We are amazing. Urban Leaguers, you all are awesome. Thank you for all the amazing work. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Oh, I got to sit here. Oh, there's more.
Yeah,
Well, all right, you go.
okay.
Thank you, guys.
She's on our board, so if anybody's got any ideas about who we need to get Marie come do that for us, you can. So get that out of your mind. So, as you all were coming in, you probably had Miss Dorothea Jones yelling at you to say, hey, you need to come and purchase a raffle ticket. And so the raffle drawing is for 2 round-trip tickets anywhere Southwest Airline flies domestically. Okay, so we've got enough tickets. We can probably...
Go ahead. Was there a point of order? What is... They didn't know about the raffle?
You didn't know about the raffle?
Well, some people want to buy some more?
Does somebody want to buy some raffle tickets?
So folks want to buy raffle tickets, put your hand up, and you can buy. Huh?
So here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do, because if folks did, well, let me, just a show of hands, how many people would want to buy a raffle ticket? And there's going to be 2 drawings, and it's $25 for 1 ticket, $100 for 5 tickets, and each winner will receive 2 round-trip tickets or vouchers, travel vouchers, through Southwest Airline anywhere they fly domestically. The only catch is you have to fly before July 1st. That's when the vouchers expire. But y'all could do something in June, April, February vacation's coming up. So we've got enough people. So here's what I'm proposing. How about we wrap up the meeting, we allow Lady Satch and the Vibes to play, and then in a little while, we'll come back and do the drawing. Does that work? That gives people an opportunity. So, Mr. Watkins, I'm going to give you this. Yes, ma'am. One raffle ticket is $25, and you could get 5 for $100.
So go visit Mr. Watkins in the back and go buy your ticket. You guys are awesome. Oh, there we go.
So at this point, I will invite our chair, Josh Kraft, to close us out, and then I will turn it back over to Lady Satch and the Vibe. And then once we've gotten all of the raffle tickets taken care of, we'll announce it, and there will also be some food.
All right. All right, Lady Satch and the Vibe, you're about to get the call in about 20 seconds, but you know what? We also have to, Rasan's on cloud 9 because the Ohio State Buckeyes, national champions, right?
I wasn't going to say anything, but you brought it up.
I brought it up, so that's okay. But with that, this officially closes the annual meeting of the Urban League of Eastern Mass. Thank you all for being here. Buy some tickets, and Lady Satch and the Vibe, you're on.
Hello? Can y'all hear me? Oh, perfect. Before we start, I just want to say thank y'all so much for the invitation. Me, Larry, and Jordan, we didn't know what the Urban League was before we got here, but we're so honored and grateful to be a part of it. There's so much history behind this organization, and we're all from the South. And coming here to Boston, we felt like we were cast out because there's not that many black people around the neighborhood that we're in. And we make up less than 10% at Berklee College of Music, even though it was founded on African American music. So to see that this is happening and that there's change happening means so much to all 3 of us, because here we represent not only just the college, but ourselves as black individuals, black musicians, black artists. So thank y'all so much for what y'all doing for the city of Boston and Massachusetts in general.